We are into business to make profit. And when this profit is not coming through, we are not happy, but we want to be happy. So we need to take some caution in running the business. I'm going to be talking about some leakages that you have been experiencing and how to come off those leakages. Yes, I will start with your pricing. So your pricing must be a value-based pricing, whereby, let me give you a good example. Let's say your pricing presently is £6. You're selling at £6 because maybe your competitor is also selling what at £6. And let's say your competitor, right, has been into business quite some time. Do you know you'll be struggling with this guy for so long? And what can you do? The best thing for you to do to survive as a startup, for you to do, is to quickly do what we call bundle services or bundle products. You bundle your pricing or your product. Yeah. So let's say this product is called PK, right? You're selling that product called PK at 6, and this one is also at £6. What you need to do is to find a related product that can go with this. A good example is, let's say it's a bottle, right? A bottle, and this guy is selling this, something like this. Sorry, don't mind my hand. I don't even know how to draw again. All right. So what you need to do is to redesign, right? Find maybe this yours is going to have undo. I'm just trying to bundle it. And when you are selling, maybe it will come with a cup like that. Ordinarily, this will have cost you money if you are the customer is going to, or it will cost the customer some money, and maybe let's say £3, and the bottle you are selling for £6. Ordinarily, you want to sell this for £9, but don't do that. You can now do what is called bundling, right, and sell this product for 7.5. This is your selling price for it, and this is the selling price for this. Mind you, you did not buy it for £3. Maybe you bought it even less than £1, and this one you bought it for less than £3, right? But at the end of the day, you are selling everything all together with the cup, with every the handle and the product itself for 7.5. See, if a customer sees this, do you know, instead of the customer to buy this, it will come for you. And that's exactly what we are looking for. How can you attract customer to yourself? So the customer will definitely want to come for this, your product. And by so doing, you are also trying to attract the customer from this guy to yourself. And meanwhile, your income will now be increasing, and there will be more cash flow in hand in your business. All right. That is the first thing that you need to do. Consider your pricing. How can you improve in your pricing? All right. So another thing that we have not been taking note as a business people is that we welcome a lot of unnecessary, can I call it uncontrollable expenses. For example, you subscribe maybe for a software or an app, and because you needed that, you quickly subscribe for it monthly, and after 1 month you were not using it. The only thing you got to see was an alert. Boom, maybe £99 or less than that or more than that, and you felt like, oh, I didn't even use this thing, so painful. And instead of you to cancel it right away, you forgot again. Another 30 days came. You know, a lot of us have more than 4, 5, 3, 6 apps like that, or software that we subscribe to because we use them as tools, you know. But there are some that we do not really need maybe in that month, if not because we actually needed them as at the time we subscribed to them. So you can just do an audit, check your phone, and look for all these apps, the one you think will not be generating income for you in that month. Cancel them. Cancel those non-essential recurring costs. Cancel. You don't need to keep them, right? You do not need to keep them. Another way to reduce costs or expenses is for you to talk to your suppliers. That, hey, suppliers, I've been giving you 60 days to pay after collection of my goods. Please, I'm facing some trying time and I want you to reduce it to 14 days. Talk to them, because instead of you going to the bank and the bank will still charge you interest and all those stuff, you can do your cash management within your company, within what you have. So another way is that you discuss and negotiate with your suppliers on how to recoup back your money into the system. In this, I'm still talking about how to reduce expenses. If you are a business owner and you pay yourself salary in terms of the tax liability that you have, let's say you pay yourself yearly £30,000. How can you find a way to reduce the tax burden on this? We have so many techniques you can do legally, right? In 2025 to 2026 tax year, right? Let's have that one at the back of our mind. So now you can pay yourself salary, all salary, maybe 30,000, or you can as well find a way to reduce the tax element there that you pay. So in that case, you're going to use the combination of the salary and also the dividend. All right, let's start with the normal one. Let's say you pay yourself 30,000, and how much is going to be your tax element there. Okay, now that is going to be, you have your salary to be 30,000. So the next thing you do is to subtract your personal allowance, which is 12,570. Okay, is there. So let's say that is 30,000 minus 12,570 there. All right. So you have 17,430. All right. So this, I want us to take note. This is we will be making use of this, right? We'll be making use of this, right? When you take your personal allowance from your salary, right? This will make use of it in so many ways now. All right. Now, the next thing you need to do is to factor in the rate for this year, right? Let's say 20%. 20% of this is what? 20% times 17,430. That will give us 3,486, right? 3,000. That is just basic rate now. Now the next thing you need to do is to get your NI. NI is at the rate of 8%. Okay, so 8% of what? 8% of this. For 30, just this one is to know your total, right? How much you will pay. All right. So that will be 8% is what? 0.08, right? Times 17,430, and that is 1,394.4, right? So Let's add that one plus this, which is 3486. So for that year, you'll be paying 4,880.4. Right. So if you want to, this is a tax element here, tax liability, right? Let's know how much is going to be your take home for that year. That is 30, right? Minus 4880.40. Okay. Yeah, your take home will be 25,119. So I'm trying to show us how we can reduce our spending costs if you have the chance, right? So if you talk with your accountant, this is the amount I pay myself. Your accountant should be able to assist you to say, oh, there is something you can do legally that can reduce this amount that you are paying to HMRC. So your accountant should be able to advise you on another option to reduce your tax liability instead of it to be this. How can you reduce this? So in reducing this, let me find a way to just clean. Let me clean this place so that we can compare. All right. So that I can compare the two sides. So I would say you're going to have a mix of salary and dividend. Right. The mix of both salary and dividend. Everything will still be totaling £30,000, right? But in this case, your accountant should advise you to say, pay yourself the minimum salary, which is going to, so that you won't pay any tax when it comes to your basic rate, right? Which is you pay yourself salary of how much? 12,570, right? If you pay your salary yourself, now your personal allowance, your PA is how much now? Oh, let me shift this one to the front. Let me shift this one to the front. I know. Okay. Salary is what? 12,570. That's how much you'll be paying yourself as the old CEO, right? So you subtract your personal allowance that is being given, right? 570. So how much is your tax liability there? Nothing. You understand? Instead of salary 30, you're paying yourself 12. Personal allowance, subtract, right? It's what? So your basic tax element there is 0. Now, when we talk about NI that you need to pay under this option is also 0 because it's not up to the threshold that you need to pay NI. Anything after 12,570, then you can now factor in the NI. So, but when we talk about dividend now, because you need to pay dividend, right? So what you will now do, under dividend, there is a free tax also under that of 500 pounds, right? So that's why I'm saying you should bring this one. It's the same thing that I need to write here. Your total income is 30 minus this. So we'll bring this one down for dividend calculation. So that will be 17,430, right? Factor in this, which is minus 500. Okay, so what do we have there? Let me quickly do that. I don't want to make mistake. I need to be faster for me. Minus 500. So you have 16,930. 16,930. So in this now, for dividend in this year, and at this basic rate is 8.75%. Let's calculate 8.75 to know how much tax you will pay in that year. Let me do this. Ooh, come on. I have to off it again. All right. 0.875, right? Times 16,930. So we have 1,481. 1,481. And this is what you will pay under this option. And under this option, this is what you will pay legally. This is amount you pay. So how much are you saving yourself now? You are saving 4,880, right? Minus 1,481. You are saving 3,399 in this option 2, compared to the option 1 that you will be paying 4,880 if you are paying yourself only salary. But if you're mixing it with dividend, right, you will only be paying 1,480. So those are the things you need to look at in the business. 3,000 will go a very long way in the business. That can buy a lot of products that will make the business to still be running on and on. And apart from that, the other points I also let you know is that you need to automate things now. The time and the era where we do everything manually has gone. Try to automate things, make an advantage of AI, and you can easily have AI automation for your marketing and all those stuff. So in everything you're doing, you just have to be looking for how can I make profit, how to reduce your cost, right? And vis-a-vis the business value, right? Another point, apart from the tax element side, I didn't go into in depth, but that is the idea I'm trying to pass to you. Yes, you should also try as much as possible to cancel off every offer that are not performing. What do I mean? If you are into a business or service and you feel that, okay, this line of business is not, or a product, line of product is not giving the value you expected from it, you need to cut it off. You have to stop it so that your cash flow can be going on and on. I want to believe that you've been able to pick one or two things on what to do to make sure that your cost can be reduced and income can also increase to give a room for your business profit to be rising. Yes, until we meet again. Bye.